Chat, lock in. First video of the day. The McDonald's Monopoly scam. Lock in! Dial! Dial in!
Inside a stuffy field office of the FBI in Jacksonville. It's a notoriously sleepy outpost of the Bureau. Until today. A mysterious informant calls up the office to let them know that the famous beloved McDonald's Monopoly game is rigged.
Wait! This Monopoly, I thought they meant like hierarchy. I remember this stuff. I used to get this and be so happy. When did they discontinue this? Wait. No. I know y'all remember this too. Monopoly discontinued. Fart? Okay. I'm just kidding. When did they discontinue this? Or they at least just weren't doing it at my McDonald's, I guess? Bro! They don't do it in Florida. It's been forever. Yeah, discontinued. Wait. It was discontinued in the U.S., including Florida between. They must have had different days for each, like, McDonald's. Well, we have a bunch of new McDonald's that opened, so they probably just didn't do it to the new ones, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I haven't seen these since when I lived in Alaska. What?
A ring of criminals have been secretly pulling the strings for over a decade. More than $24 million have been stolen. The FBI kicks off a manhunt with 25 agents on the case. 20,000 phone numbers will be surveilled. It will ultimately result in a massive undercover sting operation. The agents will discover that behind this scheme is a vast network of mafiosos, psychics, strip club owners, and
Speaking of mafiosos, y'all see the Chauncey Billups information? Oh, that boy in trouble. Oh, that boy in trouble. Oh, that boy in trouble. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, all in with the mafia.
But one mastermind
Don't
sits
gamble.
at the center of it all.
Matter of fact, let me check my slip.
He holds the keys to the treasure and rakes in most of the profits. He's known by most as Uncle Jerry.
Uncle Jerry?
How did he do it?
Oh my gosh, W Production. This is beautiful. This is a beauty. Holy crap. The McDonald's Monopoly scam.
It's the Monopoly game, only at McDonald's. With over 50 million prizes, it's supersized excitement.
Starting in 1987, McDonald's launched the Monopoly promotion and started putting little game pieces from Monopoly onto their packaging.
This is Jeff Maish. He's a crime journalist who broke the story.
Wait, so this is like a real scam?
17 years after the
Yo, I thought it was
convictions.
just some fun thing that
His
they
article
did,
went
bro.
viral and set off a holiday bidding war.
Yo,
for the
Cash,
rights
how's
to
your
the
day, bro?
story. He ultimately sold them for $1
Also,
million.
I probably gotta be quiet soon because my sister's probably
I
gonna
have
go to
one
sleep.
here. I don't collect many
So, like,
things from my stories, but I
just
do
gonna be
have one of the
quieter.
original winning game cups here.
Whoa.
It says "Pull to Play," and on the side you can just see it says to collect and win. Just peel off the game stamp
Well,
and apply.
you know, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they still do it. Is it only on cups? Maybe they still do it. I just never get a drink when I go to McDonald's, bro. Is that crazy? I never get a drink. I just get freaking the whatchamacallit. Just the mood.
To your game board.
They're doing it right
and
now.
when you've applied enough pieces to your game board and you've won a prize, you mail it off to McDonald's.
Is it on meals too?
And
I can't
they
remember.
send you
It's been a while
your
since I
Sega Game
got
Gear or your Dodge Viper.
McDonald's usually runs the game twice per year. The cash prizes are up to $1 million in an instant win.
What?
The chance at winning that prize is 1 in 250 million.
Oh.
The game brings McDonald's fat profits. Whenever the game is running, business increases by up to 40% more than usual. 1 in 250 million is
It's on drinks and meals. Oh, it's only in a certain time period? Yo, I'm slow. Hold on. McDonald's Monopoly. The final days. Oh, it literally started 2 days ago. Oh. Man, I'm really
extremely
out of
long
it right
shot.
now.
They're
That's
far
what
more
you've
likely
been
to get
saying.
struck by lightning.
I thought you meant
Why?
like it was going on in like the sense of it's always been happening. I can see why. Yeah, okay.
But the caller
Hold
on
on.
the phone with the agent
Dial in! Okay, we're
in
back.
Jacksonville that day said that 3 of the recent big-ticket winners
literally Googled it
were
and
in
didn't
fact
read what
related,
AI
despite having
said.
different names. The odds for 3 legitimate winners
It's been a long day, bro. It's been a
are
long day.
inconceivably low.
Long week,
The
bro.
caller also claimed that one man, who they only knew by Uncle Jerry, was the mastermind behind the scheme. The FBI doesn't know this yet, but his full name is Jerome Jacobson.
Uncle Jerry.
In a case like this, the FBI might have to
What was this
surveil
man up
suspects
to?
to collect evidence. But what if someone collects all this information about you and they don't have a legitimate reason? Today, the internet is full of threats. Some of them involve our most sensitive information. In fact, there is a huge shadow industry surrounding our data. So-called data brokers snatch your browsing history, your contact information, and your online
Wait, is this an ad?
This data is often bundled into shadow profiles.
This is an
that are
ad!
scenarios of data. You can invite
Holy
others-
transition.
Those
Almost didn't
just
skip it.
Incredible characters.
That was a close one, guys.
in
Saved us.
American true crime history, because he was at one stage a good guy, a police officer in Florida.
As a kid, Jerry is obsessed with becoming an FBI agent. When he starts working as a police officer, it seems like he's on that track. But his career in law enforcement is very brief. He develops health problems and is unable to continue.
Dang.
Later, he finds a job in security at Simon Marketing. This is where he really finds his stride. He's known for being ultra professional and
Me
ultra
too.
fastidious.
Me too.
So he quickly rises through the ranks. In just a few years, he's earning 6 times his police officer salary.
Whoa. Wait,
At
how
the
do I
end
get
of the
into that
80s,
job?
Jerry is now the head of security at Simon Marketing. McDonald's outsources almost all of their promotional activity to the company. So when the chain comes up with the ingenious idea of starting a monopoly promotion, Simon Marketing is tasked with producing and distributing the game pieces.
So it was Jerry's job to ensure the security of the entire promotion. So he arrived at work, he had to supervise the big supercomputer that would draw the winning piece. He would supervise the technicians who were putting the winning tokens onto the packaging. He had to personally scissor them out from a printing press.
That's a lot
Jerry's
of
a
things
tough
then,
boss.
bro.
As a former cop, he's obsessed with rules and security. He's constantly writing up people for little missteps, and he hounds everyone in the factory involved in token production, even following them to the bathroom and checking their shoes to make sure none have been stolen.
Jeez.
Jerry personally delivers the winning pieces to McDonald's packaging factories across the country.
He hides each piece in a secret vest that he wears under his shirt as he's travelling around the United States, feeling a little bit like a secret agent or a superhero with a secret.
Batman!
Every time he arrives in a new state, he's carrying
I'm Batman. Sorry.
a secret
Why did I
piece
do
that's going to
that,
make
dude?
somebody a millionaire.
When new game pieces are released, Jerry makes a big, flashy show of how secure the process was. In truth, Jerry starts stealing from McDonald's. His first theft
First
is
step.
small fry. At this point, he only wants to help his stepbrother Marvin Braun out, and maybe show off a bit to prove that he can. So in 1989, he gives Marvin a game piece worth $25,000.
Ooh.
Marvin is the first fake winner. Pretty much a victimless crime, right? McDonald's is giving away the money anyway, and it's not like the chain is some noble charity. The game
Facts.
earns them considerable profits. Plus, Jerry later testifies that whenever the computer selected a Canadian factory to get a winning token, Simon Marketing would allegedly run the program again so that a US location was chosen. In Jerry's view,
Huh.
this means the game is already rigged in favor
Wait.
of America.
So they run like a system of codes, I guess, or whatever, like a formula to choose the spots, but they don't want it to go to Canada, so why would you even have it coded into Canada? I'm using a bunch of fancy words, and I'm pretty sure those do not apply to the context at all.
American players. So why not get his own piece of the pie?
And then one day he's talking to his butcher in the local supermarket, and he tells the butcher what's going on, and the butcher says, well, I'd like to win.
Jerry agrees, but he wants to make sure that nothing traces back to him. So he instructs the butcher to give the prize to a friend of his.
And of course, Jerry turns on his television one day, and there's a commercial from McDonald's with a lucky winner on it, and he sees his butcher celebrating his win, and he goes crazy. And he calls the butcher and says, what are you doing? We know each other. You can't... we're friends. So Jerry decides that in the future he's going to have to find winners at random. He needs people that are not connected to him at all.
Wait.
And so the conspiracy grows
never
bigger.
mind.
Until this point, it's all relatively small amounts of money. But one day, Jerry receives a package by mistake.
So, is he giving... At first he was giving the money to people he knew, but now he's just going to give it to
And
people
inside,
randomly?
a blank set
what's bad about
of
that?
anti-tamper seals from Hong Kong, which means that he has everything he needs to open the envelopes and steal the game pieces for himself, and then use a spare seal to stick it back down and basically get away with the crime.
Wow.
Simon Marketing, the company that Jerry works for, hires an independent auditor to make sure everything's going okay. Remember, this is a multi-million-dollar promotion. They have to be all buttoned up.
The auditor is a very serious woman. She means business.
So he was just scamming
She
them.
accompanies Jerry everywhere, and Jerry's always getting on her nerves. When he wants to fly first class on the company card, she insists on sitting in coach. He's getting drunk and bragging to her about it, showing off the empty liquor bottles. He's shutting up whoever will listen, bragging about once having been a cop. He's also obsessed with accumulating airline points, so he's flying to factories in random cities just because. And the whole time she has to follow.
Wait.
So he's flying to factories once having been a cop. He's also obsessed with accumulating airline points.
That's the most random thing to be obsessed with. He's also obsessed with flying on multiple flights just to see that number go up.
So he's flying to factories in random cities just because. And the whole time she has to follow him. She's watching Uncle Jerry like a hawk. Her job is to make sure that when Jerry hands the winning ticket over to a factory, that everything goes as it should, that the tickets always stay in his special security vest. And they do, up to a point. The point where she can't follow him.
Bathroom. Knew it.
In the men's bathroom, Jerry quits procrastinating. With a few quick, deliberate movements, he takes the envelopes with winning pieces out of his vest, opens the seal, and replaces them with regular game pieces. He seals the envelope back down with one of his special anti-tamper seals, the godsend from Hong Kong, and slinks back to his seat like nothing ever happened. The auditor has no idea. If the anti-tamper seals had not been accidentally mailed to him, and the auditor assigned to him hadn't been female, maybe none of this would have happened. Or maybe if he ignored the temptation, he would have enjoyed a nice, normal, comfortable life. Adjusted
Yeah, I was
for
about to say, he's
inflation,
getting paid a ton
he was
of money,
earning over
bro.
$170K per year
Whoa.
in today's money. But he went for it. For Jerry, the opportunity
lot
to
of money.
control the game is no accident. He doesn't believe in accidents.
And he probably has really
He's
nice
a
benefits,
superstitious
too.
man.
I know that at that time, this is kind of silly. At this time, he starts seeing
Sorry for sniffing.
psychics and mediums to reassure him. He's a strong believer in paranormal and faith healers, so he starts seeing mediums and psychics and fortune tellers.
Jerry now has full access to the winning game pieces, but
Yeah.
he can't cash them in himself.
Okay.
Of course. That
Yeah.
would arouse suspicion.
Yes.
He needs to find fake winners who will pay him upfront for the game piece. His
Ah.
butcher, for example, asks a distant friend to pay $2,000 for a $10,000 winning ticket. The higher the prize, the higher the cost. Up to $100,000 upfront for a $1 million ticket. And it works. But quickly Jerry starts to tap through his network. He needs to put distance between himself and the
It's just
winners.
not worth it
He's
at
on the
all.
look for middlemen, well-connected people who can industrialize the operation, and being a superstitious person, he takes chance encounters as meaningful signs.
So he's at the airport one day and he meets another Jerry Colombo, and the two hit it off, waiting there for their aeroplanes. Mr. Colombo is a very heavy-set Italian-American gentleman, and Mr. Colombo claimed that he was part of the infamous Colombo crime family.
Columbo is a larger-than-life character, like someone who modeled his whole personality off of The Sopranos, and Uncle Jerry is
That's kinda
lapping
sick.
it all up.
He's an entertainer. He says he's born in Sicily, raised in Brooklyn. He's got these underground casinos. And I think Jerry is just completely enamored by him. And he also seems like the type of guy that could find winners really easily.
Columbo even has an out-of-zone strip club in South Carolina that he got designated as a house of worship in order to skirt regulations. He calls it the Church of the Fuzzy Bunnies, and he has the dancers read the Bible before they start stripping.
What?
Well, I guess God hasn't talked to you lately. He came to me in a dream a couple of weeks ago, and he told me what I'm doing is fine.
Yeah, so God came to me in a dream and told me, yeah, go open that midnight strip club, buddy. Yeah, Pink Princess is waiting for somebody to get a line of work in. Employment rates are kind of down this year. Your work, but you have to make them read the Bible before they start stripping. That's the only thing.
Uncle
Then
Jerry
you'll be safe.
appreciates Columbo's ability to
Bro,
think
what?
outside the box. It doesn't take much to rope Columbo into the scam.
What?
Uncle Jerry passes Columbo a game piece for a Dodge Viper, and Columbo is hooked. He is also obsessed with The Godfather, surprise, surprise, and has dreams of being an actor. So he agrees to be in a McDonald's commercial, waving a car key.
Jerry Columbo won a Dodge Viper, and there are 1 million.
He gets to live out his acting ambitions, but it means he's now too close to the game to profit from it directly, so he has to start finding other winners, which helps the scheme take off for Uncle Jerry. Columbo is brilliant
Jeez.
at finding new winners willing to pay,
So,
and he sends
what
the
is
majority of the
benefiting Jerry
kickbacks to
from
Uncle
this,
Jerry.
bro?
The two Jerrys are making each other very rich. Jerry Columbo keeps picking Italian-American men on the East Coast as winner, and his father-in-law gets a $1 million piece. Not exactly the move of a mastermind mafioso.
No.
To make the win seem random, his wife Robin convinces him to get women and people of color winning tickets in other parts of the country. For a while, it's all going so well. But then, everything changes.
Things are not going very well in Columbo's marriage. Robin Columbo's feeling like she might not want to be a mafia wife. She's feeling a bit paranoid.
Wait, he's
about
actually in the
life
mafia?
in the mob. And one day she's driving with her husband, Columbo, and suddenly a massive Ford truck smashes into them. And it's a horrendous high-speed crash, and their car is crushed against a concrete wall.
Columbo is taken to the hospital, where he takes a turn for the worse.
That took a
He
turn.
dies a few days after the crash. Now Uncle Jerry is alone. He's
So much just happened. Hold on. Okay. So Jerry just died. Just like that. Okay. Got it.
just lost his super recruiter, and he doesn't know it yet, but the FBI is on his trail.
Who knows? We don't know. So many people could have called the FBI. A disgruntled winner. Remember, a lot of these winners, their lives change.
Sorry, I'm
One
tired.
minute they're poor, the next minute they've got $1 million. They're driving around in a Corvette. There's a lot of jealousy. There's now so many corrupt winners out there, dozens of people. They might be drunk, bragging about it at the bar.
Uncle Jerry finds new recruiters to replace Jerry Columbo's role. Some are dodgy, like the drug trafficker A.J. Glomb. He's just jumped bond for a 12-year sentence for shipping kilos of cocaine across the U.S. and sells most of his winning pieces to buddies from the drug dealing business. Other recruiters that Uncle Jerry finds are seemingly upstanding, like the Mormon Dwight Baker, a beloved member of his
Honestly, if I bought a ticket in this time period, I'd be suing McDonald's, bro.
church with no previous criminal record. He's a real estate developer with 5 kids trying to get his dreams for a golf course and a luxury resort off the ground. But he struggled to find investors, and he also owes tens of thousands of dollars in back taxes. A windfall would really help him, so despite his moral misgivings, he gets involved in the scheme too. But none of the recruiters are careful enough. The winners they select aren't random. Back in 2000, when the FBI gets the name Uncle Jerry from the informant, they know nothing about who it could be. Is he a McDonald's insider? Is it even a real name? McDonald's
this point,
shares
they
the
still don't know
contact
it's him.
information of all the previous winners with the FBI. To find out who Uncle Jerry is, the officers analyze the winners' phone records to determine who they were in frequent contact with right around the time of their win. All these people, who are seemingly unrelated and don't know each other, were in contact with a certain Jerome Jacobson. The FBI is sure they found their man, but they need proof, like a taped conversation with Jerry and a fake winner that spells out what they're up to, evidence that no jury could deny. They convince McDonald's to run one more Monopoly game to catch him red-handed. It's certainly a reputational risk for the company. How would the public feel if they found out McDonald's had run a game they knew was rigged? But the company also wants to know who'd stolen millions from them, so they comply.
Together with McDonald's, the FBI come up with a McSting.
They create 2 big wins
McSting.
worth $1 million each.
Oh my.
They then monitor Jerry Jacobson and
How
his network closely and wait for someone to
original.
claim the prices. They listen in on a phone call of a friend of the Mormon Dwight Baker, Huey. He says that he plans to sell the winning prize to someone in Texas. This someone turns out to be his brother-in-law, who tries to claim the price a few days later. The second big winner is Michael Hoover. He was recruited by Andrew Glomb, the drug trafficker.
Now, Mr. Hoover is bankrupt and a casino pit boss in Rhode Island. So a bit of a sketchy character.
Yeah,
So he rings the hotline and says, I found $1 million game ticket. So the FBI and McDonald's decide to go down there to meet him. They knock on the door. They've got a giant check, you know, the comedy-sized checks, and a video crew, and all of the McDonald's staff are actually FBI agents who are undercover. And so they do a television interview, and Mr. Hoover gives this long-winded story about how he found his magic ticket. He bought a copy of a magazine, and the magazine had fallen into the sea, and then he bought another magazine, and the ticket was in there. So the camera crew listened to this very patiently. The men behind the camera are undercover FBI agents, and they give him his prize, and they take all that evidence, and not long after that, the FBI descend and they arrest everyone. So the FBI fans out, they arrest Uncle Jerry at home.
Over 50 people were indicted, and dozens of
50?
wins were proven to be fake. Jerry admitted on the
Holy
stand
crap,
to having stolen 60 game pieces. And for a while, America followed the consequences intensely. So many millions had played the McDonald's game, so people were invested in the story.
Wait, this is a big
Burger
deal?
King tried to get a class action lawsuit together, alleging fake advertisement. The trial began on September 10th, 2001.
What? What is Burger
Then
King
the
gonna do
world's
with that?
attention shifted. There were bigger things to care about than the McDonald's PR scandal.
Oh, 9/11.
Nearly all of the 53 defendants pled guilty, including Uncle Jerry. Fines were issued and prison time was sentenced. Uncle Jerry got the most, $12 million in restitution fees, and a 37-month prison sentence.
Only
Simon
37
Marketing,
months? I'll
The
look at
printing
my map,
company
sorry.
who made the tokens were gutted, leaving hundreds jobless. And Dwight Baker was excommunicated from the Mormon Church.
Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed, bro?
The game of Monopoly was invented in the 1930s, the decade of the Great Depression, by a feminist activist. She intended to
Really?
teach people about the evils of wealth accumulation. By the 1980s, the decade of greed, the game's original purpose was distorted. McDonald's, a multi-billion-dollar corporation, used it as a way to make even more money. Then, that game was overtaken by an ex-cop called Uncle Jerry, who defrauded the corporation of millions. He turned himself into a real-life Uncle Pennybags, running around the United States, giving some people money, but taking more for himself. The perfect American fable. Uncle Jerry lived the high life for over a decade, but as anyone who's played
Jeez.
Monopoly knows, sometimes you have to go to jail.
I gotta
It's
know
just
if
part of the game.
he's still alive.
Considering the huge amount of money stolen, the high price the investigation cost U.S. citizens, and the many people
So
who
he did this
lost
for
their
like 10
jobs
years?
through no fault of their own, Uncle Jerry's 3-year sentence feels like a light slap on the wrist. He's retired in Georgia with his 7th wife in a nice big house.
That's what I
Sure,
thought.
he has to pay back $12 million, but at a relaxed rate of just $370 per month. Besides, people who are close to him are
That
sure
doesn't add up. $370 per month, but you have to pay $270 million? How the heck does that work?
he kept some millions buried as a
I'll
contingency
steal
plan.
that money and then only pay
That's just the
$370 a
kind of
month.
guy he was.
Hold on. Uncle Jerry McDonald's. I gotta see if this dude's still alive. McMillian. Oh, there's a whole documentary? Uncle Jerry refers to Jerome Jacobson, the mastermind behind the decade-long defrauding $24 million. Okay, I just want to see if this guy's still alive. Anybody know? I mean, this looks recent-ish. Maybe not. I can't tell. Is this guy still alive? Does anybody know? I don't know if he is. He might be dead. He might be dead. That's for all I know. He could be dead. How Uncle Jerry, Uncle Jerry, Uncle Jerry. Oh, wait, is he dead? Huh. That was a good video. Good video, good video. All right, next video, chat.